I'm your pusher man. Yo, 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 I'm your pusher man. I'm so fired up. I am your pusher man. I'm about to give you some Hardinwood. I feel so good today. I'm about to tell you, Alan knows he was supposed to come on at 1:30 to break it all down for us. He had, okay, y'all know Maximum Security was the best horse by far. It led from the beginning to the end. It won the dead gum race. The 145th Kentucky Derby was won by Maximum Security. It was robbed by the owner, by the board, by the people. You don't object in the Derby. This is a 20-horse field. Every single race. I have now talked with some other Derby people. I've now spoken with a couple experts and Bob Baffert. So, in my Hardinwood, we will talk Game of Thrones, Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live, Cinco de Mayo, horse racing, crazy baseball, and all kinds of other things. But first, I need you to strike the band, Drew. Let's do some Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood, and it does feel so good. And by the way, Drew, I'm going to tell you, I have nothing over here. So I'm flying blind. Just a little FYI. I don't have anything. So if you need to let me know anything, you're just not going to have to bump in here and tell me live, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll text you. We have these things called phones.
Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't even, I ain't going to pay no attention. I get crazy when, for some reason, I can't do the whole, I look at the phone. That's where I put my notes.
So it drives you crazy if it dings.
Yeah, because it
pops
dings
up and it blocks
my note.
Blocks your view.
So, but anyway, I have to bring this up. Alan knows he was coming on the show. I was very, very excited because I had Maximum Security. I thought I won the Kentucky Derby. I was dancing in the street. I was in such a great mood. And in 10 minutes, I started getting a little bit nervous. And then 20 minutes, my heart was ripped out. Now, the owner for Maximum Security, Gary West, he's had plenty to say all weekend. I have listened to everything that he's had to say, and I understand that he's coming from a biased point of view. So for me, while I agreed with every single thing he said, I couldn't take it for pure value because it was biased. I wanted to talk with Alan Nosey. I wanted to talk with some horse racing expert to know if I was right or if I was wrong. Because if you go back and you look at other Kentucky Derbies, it is basically a free-for-all. Every single horse race in America, this is a fact. You can look it up. You can go check out Pimlico. You can go check out any of the great horse racings, the Kentucky Oaks. All these races are 14 horse. They have never had more than 14 horses. Again, the Breeders' Cup, the Preakness, the Kentucky Oaks. I hate to say this, but Churchill Downs and the Kentucky Derby has gotten greedy. And they made it basically a free-for-all. And they've allowed 20 horses in. And Bob Baffert, who I have mad respect for, and I think of him as basically the creme de la creme when it comes to horse racing. Why? Dude wins more horse races than anybody. He's the best trainer, and he talks to horses, I guess. But he's
a horse whisperer.
He's the horse whisperer.
I love, especially around these Triple Crown races, especially if Bob Baffert's horse is in it, listening to him talk, because he talks about these horses like they're actual people. He got up this morning. He was a little groggy, but, put a little energy in him. We got him out running around on the track. Man, he was a complete gentleman all day. He gives them human qualities, which makes me laugh.
Well, he hasn't really spoke much. Well, he finally came out and spoke today to Tim Layden of Sports Illustrated. The two-time Triple Crown winner expressed his extreme disappointment, one, that there was an objection made in this race. He explained that this is not a normal race. These are not normal rules, and they should not apply in a race that allows a 20-horse field. He said, sometimes you have to lose with dignity. I have been knocked out of first place before, and I would not call a disqualification because that is the race. No one calls an objection in the Derby. It's always, this isn't me. By the way, put quotes in these. I am reading exactly what Bob Baffert says. No one calls an objection in the Derby. He pauses. It's always a rough run race. 20 horse field. Come on. I've been wiped out so many times, numerous times. But that's the Derby. I can see by the book why they did it. But again, you don't go by the book. It's the Derby. Sometimes you got to take your blank kicking with dignity.
So, from what I'm hearing from Bob Baffert is that there are unwritten rules in horse racing. Baseball's not the only one. There's unwritten rules.
Well, kind of, yes, because this isn't a 14 horse run. Again, he even said if you wanted to, the guy could have called a qualification on round 2 when they smushed him, but he didn't, because you don't do this in the Derby. And then on the final Derby, he goes out there and makes an objection. He should have made an objection on the horse that got the W. And he should have done that in turn number 2 when they crushed and kind of smushed Maximum Security. Maximum Security won the deadgum race. He shouldn't have been disqualified. It is completely BS. And so far, every single trainer that I have seen, every single person has basically come out and said no one should ever call an objection in the Derby, period. And then go on, especially as rough as the weather was, the track was, you have to take your butt whipping with dignity. This hurts our sport. I agree. This hurts the Kentucky Derby. This didn't, like, the people who love the Kentucky Derby, maybe this does not hurt near as much. But I can tell you right now, I don't feel like I'm driving over to Southland next year. I'm so ticked off. Like, the 1 year that I bet I've bet the last 6 years on the Derby, I've never won. I won 1 year. This was my biggest win by far. And then ripped from me. Not just my biggest win. It was biggest win by far. It would have changed my week. It would have changed my summer. Thanks a lot, a-holes. What else can I say? And that's what Bob Baffert said, basically. No, he didn't basically. He said, you have to take your whipping with dignity, and you didn't. I am so with Bob Baffert. And again, this is a guy who speaks to horses, okay? By the way, just a little sidebar. Have you ever seen The Dog Whisperer?
The show?
Yeah.
With Caesar dude, right?
Yes, Cesar Millan.
Yeah.
I hated that show with a passion, more than any show in the history of the world.
I'm not a fan.
My girlfriend used to always watch it, but now that I have dogs, I've learned so much. I love that show. And that dude can literally, he fixes humans to fix the dogs. It's kind of a very, very interesting show. Anyway, sorry for the sidebar, but dude, I really dig it. And when I was watching the Kentucky Derby, they did do one little show. They always have those special things. I mean, it's like 2 hours. I mean, it's a 2-minute race, and it's got hours and hours of coverage. And did you see that story about the guy who, that horse that got injured and he nursed him back to health? And he said, I don't know who said it, but a horse is good for a man's soul. That's the truth. And that was one of those, I don't know, that was just one of those good moments. And then to have the race finish the way it did, that's what I'm trying to say. It took away from a great day. And I can't stand replay at all in any sport. It's ruined baseball. I didn't even know they could do this to the Derby. Again, like Bob Baffert said, take your butt whipping with dignity. Please don't do this. You hurt horse racing. Now, does anybody care about May 18th, the Preakness? Because I'm going to tell you right now.
No, because nobody thinks that this horse has a chance.
Maximum Security proved he was the best horse this weekend. He's now not running May 18th because there's no chance at a Triple Crown, and the owner says there's no reason to run the horse 2 weeks in a row if there's no chance at being a Triple Crown champion. So that is just basically where I stand in this situation. I find it just despicable. I think it's sick, and it just stunk. Let's just be honest. It stunk, didn't it? Can anything else be worse? Well, yes, there can be. In fact, something can be a hell of a lot worse. And I tweeted out about it earlier because it is the worst story of the weekend. I don't care that I lost money. I don't care that the Reds, who I had a 5-star play on, that I got given to me on Sunday, was going to make my whole Sunday feel better. They go up 4-0 in the first inning. I'm feeling like life is good. I don't even watch the game. I'm just living life. And then somehow the ticker goes across the board, and I found out the Reds lost yesterday, and I almost lost my mind. Good thing I didn't head on down to Tunica and try to cash that sucker, because then I really would have lost it. Woo. But you know what? That's nothing. Nothing. And I'm begging you, please. This is not just a sports story, but I know that I'm not the only person that read about this young man. His name is Jalen McKenzie. He was in Sports Illustrated 2 years ago. He was in Sports Illustrated again not too long ago. This young man was 14 years old. He was one of the top football prospects in the country. My man had been offered by Missouri, by many schools, a full scholarship. This dude was big time. In fact, it said, like, in the SI issue, like, he is going to be the future, like, you know, trying to, like, project the future of sports. He was going to be one of the guys that you were definitely going to know because he impressed coaches on every single level. McKenzie was a great person on the field. He was even better off the field. I mean, he was like Bobby Fischer when it came to chess on the field. He's like a LeBron James. He was like Tim Tebow. He was like everything. You know what I'm saying? He was a bad mamma jamma on the field, but he was just as good a dude off the field. Well, my man's gone. He's an 8th grade dude. Had a dance. Went to a house party. A fight breaks out at the party. And my man gets shot. Random gunfire. He's gone. Like, you can't bring him back. Jalen McKenzie's dead. From senseless gun violence. From senseless, just stupidity. A young man who could have changed the world. Who knows what he could have done? And it's not just the fact that he was a great football player. Again, this is a young man who was a great person. And it's not just him. Anybody out there, like, we've got to stop. Man, please. The only thing that can beat love is, the only thing that can destroy hate is love. And nothing good comes from this. So, rest in peace, Jalen. You unequivocally will be missed. I got to mention this, though. Did y'all see the HBO thing with LeBron James? Did you see it?
No, not yet. I got to wait till it comes on the HBO Go.
Oh, you got to wait. Okay.
So I'll probably watch it today.
So you do know what I'm talking about, though, right? Like, you've gotten a gist of what has happened, right?
Yeah.
By the way, I was looking at Hardinwood on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I did my own haircut. It's pretty dope, ain't it?
It's pretty good. I mean, for somebody that did their own haircut.
Dude, I look a lot different with short hair, don't I?
You
I look
do.
like a little boy. I'm young looking. Wow. Anyway, check it out, man. Check me out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter and go to Johnny_radio right now. I just retweeted Sports 56. And man, that was pretty cool. But listen to me first and then watch it later. But anyway, I was telling y'all about the horrible thing with Jalen McKenzie. And then I was going into LeBron James and asking you until I saw my beautiful self on Twitter. And I was like, man, I look pretty cute. But LeBron James didn't look too cute. Like, he looked kind of upset. And I think he should be. I had no idea. Like, that Magic Johnson wouldn't have had the decency to pick up the phone and say, hey, LeBron, I just want you to know that I'm stepping down from the organization. I'm going to leave. It's time for me to go. It's time for you to take over. I don't know what he was going to say. But for you to find out from your phone, like...
For you to find out the same way the rest of us did, that's cold.
Exactly. No, it's not just cold. It's BS. And it's the first time I can honestly say Magic Johnson has lived a very stellar life. Like, he has done a lot of things in his life, and I'm talking about good stuff. Like, how many times do you say bad things about Magic? We talk about him playing center in the finals. We talk about him being the greatest big man point guard, the first one. We talk about the Showtime Lakers aren't the Showtime Lakers without Magic. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
he's a really nice dude.
oh, unequivocally, one of the nice dudes. Helps out, buys, the Dodgers, Mr. LA. Who doesn't like Magic Johnson? LeBron talks to Magic. LeBron, now, I don't know how much convincing he had to do, but he did, quote, convince LeBron to come join the Lakers. And LeBron said in this HBO special, now, I don't know how true that was either, that he kind of came to be with Magic, to become a Laker like Magic. And then for Magic to not even pick up the phone and say, hey, LBJ, I got to bounce. It's just not right for my family. Or, hey, something. For him to literally get it the exact same way I got it and you got it is BS.
Well, I mean, he didn't even talk to Jenny Buss about it. I mean, is it worse that he didn't tell the actual owner of the Lakers
I think
first or LeBron first?
This is the first time we can honestly say, of course, he did get HIV, so he made a mistake there. What I'm saying, though, is this is the first gigantic public, like, dude, what was he thinking? You know what I mean? Like, Magic is business savvy, always feels like he's doing something at the right time, saying the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's Magic Johnson. I just don't ever remember. I mean, I'm in utter shock. And think about it. When AIDS was at its height, you weren't around. You don't understand the fear. People didn't want to like the fear people had of people that had AIDS. It was like a crazy epidemic that had come up, and like when I was a little kid in school, man, that's all they talked about. We had like AIDS education, sex education, drug education, DARE, like it was constantly, they had the songs and raise money and AIDS awareness, and then Magic came out, believe it or not, he almost normalized it, and he did kind of probably make life better for many, many of those who did have the HIV virus and AIDS, because people saw a different face.
Yeah, with Magic, people were able to actually fully understand and be like, oh, this isn't just I can't get this. It's not airborne. It's actually pretty rare for me to get.
And it's also, he was able to say that it's not just drug users, or back then, see, you weren't around either. Man, if you could have seen how different times have changed, back then, it was 100%. You would hear people say stuff like, literally the only people who get AIDS are either drug users or gay men. And that was the stereotype. And that was what everybody was saying. Oh, well, if I'm not this and that, then I'm fine. You know what I mean? And then, of course, it all changed with Magic. And then it just seems like awareness all over the globe changed with him. And like I said, this dude always seems like he's done the right thing. And for him to do this to LeBron James, I want to ask this, and I got to take a break. 67129. Why? Like, is it LeBron? Was it Magic? Does this not seem weird to you?
It seems weird, and like I said, like he didn't even tell the owner, but he had it somewhat of a good excuse for that, because he said, if I would have told her before, she would have talked me out of it. I couldn't do that. She's been a part of my family. I feel like I'm part of hers, and it would just hurt me so bad to have to quit on her like that. But your relationship with LeBron ain't like that. Like, you should have been man to man enough to just tell him, like, hey, like, I know I talked you into coming to LA with all these things that I've got planned, but it's just not going to work out. I'm sorry. Got a couple people actually saying blank LeBron. Karma. Got a couple other people going, man, Magic left because of LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So it is interesting seeing how people, right now,
I think this thing is actually going to grow because of the HBO series. People are going to do a little bit more digging. We're going to hear a little bit more about this. But whatever y'all do, I want y'all to hear me on the other side. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail right here on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
From Penny the Tiger player.
I think it's just Anthony Hardaway this and Anthony Hardaway that, but we have just more than one player on the team.
Through Penny the Tiger coach.